Have you heard about the big companies and big names being hit by hackers? It's all over the papers, in the news today. Billionaires, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, they are among many prominent US figures targeted on Twitter in an apparent Bitcoin scam. The official accounts of Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Kanye West were also hit. Does it make you wonder how safe your own social media is from something like this? Well, David Horn is from County Durham-based digital security consultants called CyberWhite. I spoke to him earlier.
This has to have happened through some form of either compromise from the outside, someone getting into the Twitter infrastructure and estate, or what is more likely is some assistance from inside, so in effect an insider threat.
Wow, right. So somewhere within the Twitter sphere, the people who work there, they will have access to everyone's account at some point, regardless of what your password is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, when you're setting up an account, and you'll set your username and your password, and hopefully many people, if not all people, should be using some form of two-factor. That's great, because what it does, it stops somebody else logging into your account. What it doesn't do is for the people who are within the organization who are hosting that, they don't need that information. So what you can find is that within the organization, you have people who have the keys to the kingdom, in effect. And what would appear, because we've been obviously following this since the story broke to try and understand what we think has happened, and looking at some of the news that's emerging and some of the latest thoughts that are going on the forums. And it would appear that there has been a compromise started by somebody internally using an internal Twitter platform.
Wow.
And so it would appear that potentially email addresses associated with a number of the accounts were changed that then allowed the bad actors, if you like, or the cyber criminals, to then take control of those accounts and then start posting out about the Bitcoin payments.
What can we do to protect ourselves? You mentioned two-factor there.
I think that the question you ask has two parts, and the first part is, what can we do? The simple fact is nothing. Okay, because this is an organizational issue that needs to be addressed by Twitter, and in fact, we're talking about Twitter in this instance, but it could be any social media organization or any organization. So they need to firstly look at implementing controls that would stop this from happening. So look at
there's nothing to protect ourselves from an inside job, basically.
No.
So outside of those inside jobs, then, just in general, how could we protect our social media accounts?
Use a strong password, right? And by that, use uppercase, lowercase, or a sentence or a line from a song, but not your pet's name, not your mum's maiden name, not your favorite car. Use something complex, and that means something to you.
And change it on occasion.
Well, you know what? Yes, you can, but the reality is, the problem is if people, usually the wisdom that said have a different password for everything. The National Cybersecurity Centre changed that view a little while back and said, you know what, you can have the same one, if you like, but make sure it's a really good one. So make it really long. You can change it, absolutely, but you run the risk of then writing them down to remember them. So it's a balance. But the other side of it is, do absolutely implement two-factor. Most applications now will allow you, through the application, to implement two-factor. Alternatively, people using Google, you can get the Google Authenticator app.
Yeah.
So, there are many solutions out there that can provide that two-factor.
So that's where you have a password, but then it also sends a text message to your phone to go in, or just as an example.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
So it's just doing that additional layer that will authenticate that before you come into this application. We just want to check that it's really you. We're not just relying on what you tell us. We're going to send something that you own that we can then prove it's you.